I'm flying high like a bird, but my fluttering wings can keep you from pulling me down. Your mama says I'm a fool, and yeah, maybe that's true, 'cause I can't stop thinking about you. I'm trying not to forget my words, 'cause when I'm around you, I tend to keep changing my mind. I promised myself not to slip back into unhappy, 'cause heartbreak is savage and love is a bitch.
And good evening. Bit of a solemn mood around the place today, and understandably why. Just want to ask those of you that are watching at the moment just to stop what you're doing, stop your typing, stop everything just for one moment, and just give Isla a thought. And I'm going to stop talking. Thank you, people. Appreciate that. Of course, the sad news broke this morning that Isla's fight had ended this morning, early hours. Obviously, her family are devastated. A lot of people outside of the family, within the West Ham family, are devastated. And also, you know, people that aren't even football fans, you know. A little bit later on, I'm hoping to have a guest, which I think has arrived. Yes, he has. Let me bring him in. Welcome, Gatesy.
Hi, Budgie.
Hello, mate. How are you feeling?
Well, yeah, it was a bit of a shock to the system. Well, I say a shock. I mean, sadly, we knew this was where it was heading from about a month ago. Sadly, but yeah. I was completely oblivious. I literally stepped into my van this morning, ran about 8:45, and I noticed that I had a voice note from Duke, which nothing unusual about that. So I listened to it, and obviously, he told me the news. I've obviously then gone on to social media and just to sort of, you know, verify it. Not that I didn't
confirm it for yourself, and we've all had to do that, mate. You know, as you said, it is a shock because although, you know, we were kind of expecting it, it's still, you know, it's the sadness of the loss, isn't it? That's what makes it a shock, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, it's quite an emotional day, actually, to be fair.
Little girl that for 5 years of her 7 years there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
Has fought this brave fight and just yeah,
Yeah.
I'm struggling to make sense of it, Budge. If I'm being completely honest, I mean, I'm a father of
Yeah.
three. You know, I sort
Likewise,
of
mate.
up for the grace.
I've got a handful as well, you know. So
yeah,
you know, it's and I've got grandkids as well, obviously, you know, and young ones too. And I think one of my grandsons is actually the same age as Isla. So you know, and you know, I've seen the loss of a young child at close to hand
same.
within the family, you know.
Yeah,
So you know, I kind of understand that. Sorry, go on.
So I've got a mate of mine that lost his daughter to this very cancer.
Yeah, I remember you telling me before.
Yeah.
In fact, we had a chat about Isla before on one of the random streams, I believe it was, Casey. And and you you know, you were kind of filling me in with the history of it and stuff, which I was you know, grateful for. And I know that you've been championing her cause ever since it started, mate. So you know,
Listen, I
respect you and the whole of your team. You know?
If I'm being honest, I brought very little. I brought what I could, but I mean, you know, and
You brought awareness, mate.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, this isn't the sort of like I'm not sort of like measuring dicks or anything like that. But I mean, you know, I've got to pay, you know, I got to sort of like pay deference to people like Baz and Roger, who did so much more than I could.
I get that, mate. I do.
But
you know, I mean, I'm just one individual, Rob. You know, and like myself, since you told me about this, the plight of Isla and that, and I believe that was about sort of September last year that we had that conversation.
Yeah.
Since then, you know, I personally have donated about 80 quid to the cause. You know, so and that's just me, and I know other people have, and it's because of our discovery of the appeal through you. You know, so you know, your part has been as great as anyone else's, mate.
Wow. It's it just, like I say, it just feels quite like I said this before, sort of when we obviously had the bad news that there was nothing more that could be done for her. I just find it quite bewildering, angering, that here we are in the fifth or thereabouts, fourth, fifth, sixth largest economy in the world. And we can't do anything to help these kids. You know, they can't even get treatment you know, on the NHS.
No, I know, you know, and that just baffles the life out of me.
Yeah.
You know, if this treatment's available in another country, then why not, you know, negotiate something to have it available in this country as well? You know, a reasonable cost. You know, I mean, instead of, you know, having to pay, you know, literally lose your house over it.
Well, that's the thing.
I find that disgusting, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I can't say that. I mean, I've never met Nicola or Michael. I never ever clapped eyes in the flesh on Isla.
No.
You know, but from what I've been led to believe, this family are literally up to their bollocks in debt. That you know, because of the situation, and I just sit there and go, for Christ's sakes, this family have suffered enough.
Yeah.
You know,
unfortunately, I was sort of kind of unprepared. I really haven't got used to this setting up the streams and stuff too well. So there aren't any links or anything in the descriptions or anything. If someone can explain how to do it, I'll put some links in there. So guys, you know, girls, if you can, please give, you know, still, because they need it. They still need it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Definitely, my friend. I mean, like I say, there's nothing I can say here that makes any sense to the situation. That you know, it's my words are completely and wholly inadequate. And and to be honest, I'm probably struggling to get the right words out because it's it's just
So
such
I get it.
you know. So if I'm coming across a little bit babbling and whatever,
No,
then
it's fine, mate. It's fine. I'm kind of trying to hold it together myself. So you know, because like I said, I've kind of seen the tragedy and the devastation up close. And it's very, very, very hard to take. But and I just want to acknowledge the guys that are in the chat and commenting. So Titch, Happy Hammerette, and Stu from the disabled team, Lee from the disabled team, they're all in as well. So it's lovely of you to join us, guys. Lee says that he believes that everyone did what they could in their own way, and that's very true. And as you've always made a point of saying, Rob, that even the smallest bit of help is a great help.
yes, yeah,
and so if we can still reach out and help these guys, please do, because don't forget, now they've got the service and everything to cut, and the debt that they're already in is just going to get bigger and bigger. So guys, if we can help in any way, please do. And if you do want information for the Just Giving, etc., it will be available to you. You can always get it from
I'll tell you what, if you just give me a moment, I'm just gonna have a look and see if I can copy and paste it and put it up here for you.
Brilliant. That would be lovely. Thanks, Rob. I just want everybody to know that we're still behind this family.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
thank you for joining us, Cam.
I have sent Nicola a message, but to be honest with you, I'm not necessarily expecting that she's seen it or anything like that, because I can imagine this woman is absolutely broken.
Well, and we've got to kind of respect their privacy as well, haven't we? I mean, obviously, people that have had contact with her in the past and so on and so forth, obviously they're gonna do that. They're gonna pass on their condolences, etc., much as you have, Rob. Listen, mate, she'll get back to you one day.
If you have a look on the private chat, you can copy and paste that and put it out there. I sent her a message, and I've just sort of, as well as passing on my condolences for the situation, the idea that I've come up with, and this is how I'm going to do it, unless Nicola says she's got any issues with it, but I just sort of thought, well, I could send a bunch of flowers to the funeral, which is on Friday, as I understand it. But I sort of sit there and I think, do you know what? In a few days, those flowers wither, those flowers die, and they don't really have any real lasting legacy. Do you know what I mean? They're just
they don't.
That's what I'm going to do. This is purely me, so whatever other people decide to do is up to them. But I'm going to make a donation again via the Just Giving link.
Myself also.
I just think that hopefully the family will get a little bit more benefit out of it. It will have more of a lasting impact rather than a bunch of flowers, which in a couple of days it will be chucked in the bin.
Same as that, mate. I'm going to do exactly the same, and like I said, in just one or two small ways. Right, sorry, just bear with me. I'm just copying and pasting this.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh God, no, don't do that. Select all. Right, so it's probably going to have your name on there as well, Gatesy, because it's copied.
I'm sure.
As well.
For everybody to figure it out.
We'll get there. Just bear with me while I do this, ladies and gentlemen. And then we just go like that.
I've just seen Happy's comment about her nan. So Budgie's just going to sort it out for you, Happy. And hello to your nan.
Do you know how many times I've done that, Rob? That's terrible. I don't. So hang on a minute. I've got to go back to this bloody comment. Right, here we go. Paste. I might have pasted everything. Look at that. There we go. Oh, it even says chat privately with your guests at the end. Look. So ignore the C at the end of the KG. That doesn't exist. Oh, I'm gonna have to delete that bit and do it again. Don't worry about that, guys. I'll do it again. Bear with me. Right. So I'm very. Let me just get rid of that bit. There we go. Oh God, how do we do this now? Where is it? There it is. Found it. Right, now that, there we go. There it is. Right, sorry. Ignore the first one. I think I might be able to delete that one actually. No, it's this one. Right, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for that, Rob. Okay, so I have actually prepared just a small little video for this particular show. I'll only ever use it today. It'll probably, you know, it's about 1.5 minutes or so. So I'd like to play that if you don't mind, and give you guys an idea of how I was feeling today. Yeah, there you go. I didn't want to put the music too kind of downbeat and stuff, you know. So that was called "Remember," that tune. So that's why I put that as it was there.
Yeah. Well, as I say, I can't really sort of say too much more than I already have, as I say, because
No, I know, mate. I mean, what can any of us say? You know,
there's nothing I can say that makes it sense, or
nah.
do you know what I mean? And the only, as I said to Duke this morning, the only solace that I can take out of it is I just, from how it's been, that the announcement came across is that she went peacefully, and she wasn't suffering, she wasn't in pain, and the only thing that I can sort of say is that this little girl, who for 5 years of her 7 years on this earth fought this bastard bloody cancer, and that she, Nicola, was always at pains to say that she never grumbled, she never complained. You stop and think about that. She's having needles poked in her, she's shunted to here and there and everywhere, and she was always at pains to make everybody know that she always had such a sunny disposition. She never grumbled or complained. And I said to my wife, sort of like, I've just picked her up from work, and I sort of told her, she said, how was your day? And I sort of told her, well, it didn't go off to the best of starts because and I turned around and I said, I think, my goodness, what an inspirational young lady that, she was like that. Because I turned around and said, I'm 46, and I'm like, if I'd have spent the last years in and out of hospitals having cannulas put in and needles put in and x-rays and chemotherapy, radiotherapy, Christ knows what, going across to Spain, going across to America, I'd be as miserable as you could get, mate. Honestly, I would be so cranky and grouchy.
I'm with you, mate.
And this little girl, not a bit of it. She was like, okay.
Yeah. And, she was that inspirational. She reached many, many people, Rob. Many people. Hopefully, as a result of it, as a result of her inspiration, other people can take, a bit of inspiration from that. If, anybody that they know is suffering from that, that there is always some sunshine somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for her now, there's always going to be sunshine. So, that's the nicest thing. Right. Well, I don't really want to harp on about this too much. But thank you for your comments, everybody in the chat. I know I haven't really been reading them out, but due to the circumstances, I didn't feel it was appropriate. So I'm gonna kind of end the stream in a little while, in a couple of minutes. So I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to depress too many people too much. But I want to thank you for joining me, Rob. As always, it's a pleasure to chat with you. Sorry about the circumstances, obviously. But,
exactly that. Always be in your company, mate, but just under these circumstances, not so much.
No, that's right. And I did invite Duke, but he was unable, obviously, work commitment and stuff. But the reason I invited you and Duke to come on was because you have been there through the whole thing, and your words would mean far more than mine will.
Well, as I say, I wouldn't lay claim to being there the whole way, as it were.
But you know what I mean. It's been a long journey.
Yeah,
and you've been on it.
I mean, we always, and I knew in my heart of hearts, because obviously having experienced this with my friend Warren, his daughter Stacey, with the same neuroblastoma, so I knew that the odds were stacked against this little girl like you wouldn't believe. But despite that, getting, when we sort of do our streams and sort of doing the old raising the awareness, getting people to try and drop a couple of bob in, or at the very least put a tweet out or something on social media, whatever. There was always that little thing of, do you know what, maybe, just maybe, she might be that 1,000,000 to 1 shot, who knows. And like I say, it was absolutely awful
Yeah.
when we got the news the other month. And like I say, the only thing I can hope for is that from the time that Nicola got the news that there was no more that could be done, that little girl was given absolute, was spoilt, rotten, and as I say, that she felt no pain. That's
Yeah.
all I can wish for. So
Yeah.
I've got to go, mate.
All right, mate. You take care now.
God bless.
Cheers, Rod. Thanks for joining me, mate. So, guys, thanks for joining me. You know, it's been quite an emotional one. I didn't realise that. Well, I say I didn't realise. I didn't actually think I would get this far in myself, let alone having Rob join me. And well, anyway, thank you everybody for joining me. Titch, Hammers, Phantoms United, Happy Hammerat. Thank you for joining me. Stable team. Let's go through some people that are in. Who else? Oh, Lee's here, isn't he? Somewhere. I'll find you in a minute, Lee. Cam's joined us briefly. There's Lee. Look, he joined us. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I am going to end the stream now. Guys, I'll try and do another one sometime in the near future. I just got to find the right content to bring you. And I don't want to bring quantity, I want to bring quality. And there's a little phrase I just picked up from Titch. So thank you, boss. Right, everybody take care. I am going to play out again with that video for Isla, only because it's the only time it'll ever get seen. It's on the stream. So I'm going to play out with it again. I'm going to get off the screen. I'm going to say, God bless you, Isla. And please, if you can give a little something.